Jackie Rosen besting Dean Heller in Nevada. But we're just getting your reactions. 866-99-SIRIUS. Was Andrew Gillum a victim of the Bradley effect in Florida? What do you think is going to happen in Georgia? I think they may be headed for a runoff. At least that's what Stacey Abrams is saying. Kirsten Sinema, I don't think that race is resolved yet either. So let's see. 866-99-SIRIUS, 866-997-4748. We're taking calls as they come in. Kevin's in Maryland. Kevin, God bless you. Good morning. We'll get ready for impeachment. Big blue wave.
Mark, and I'm calling you to say I finally got a chance to go to sleep and wake up this morning feeling good about America again. People need to realize it matters when you vote. I've called your station many times, but do you know what Democrats saved yesterday? We saved health care. We saved Bob Mueller from we can protect him now. We have a check on this presidency now. We changed America. Maybe we didn't get the Senate, but at least we started somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you like this. I always call for Maryland. I went out and I polled. I phone banked Friday. I phone banked Saturday and Sunday. Mm-hmm. And I called Democrats in all parts of the country. And they said they was voting. Even we called in Florida, they said they was voting for Andrew Gillum. We didn't get enough people out, but I want to tell you this. I vote in Virginia. Mm-hmm. And I was so worried about Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach is very, we got Richmond. We got Richmond. Barbara Comstock, she didn't get reelected, but my heart was pounding hard for Virginia Beach, because trust me, Mark, Virginia Beach never vote blue. But what carried them over was Norfolk, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Because that's right there close to Virginia Beach. Mm-hmm. And Norfolk is predominantly African American. Okay? But I'm just want to let you guys know, man, I finally went to sleep last night and can wake up feeling good. You know, Maxine Waters, she's going to chair. Elijah Commons, he's going to be on the chair. You know, Adam Schiff. Do y'all understand that what we did last night, what the Democratic Party saved America, Mark. I'm telling you, people gotta realize we saved America.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's a good point, and we need to be happy about that, right?
We saved America because this man had no checks on him. The Republicans sat silent for 2 years.
Right.
Devin Nunes was like an inside mole for Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Even though Devin Nunes and Mark, I want to say this: do people realize that these Republicans, they still voted against their own interests, even when they knew he was trying to take health care? If it wasn't for John McCain with the thumbs down, health care wouldn't be in existence today. Yeah. But even with the knowledge of that, even they knowing that, even though they know the tax cut didn't work for them, it worked for the rich, they still voted party.
Yeah.
So that tells you something about them, that they don't care of how things are going long as they vote their party. Look at what happened in Florida. This guy made a commercial about Donald Trump building a wall. The governor ran for Alabama, and the governor ran in Georgia, made a commercial about taking immigrants back in his truck. With a right, people don't understand. These Republicans going to vote their party regardless of what the state of the country, because they don't think it affects them, but it does. You remember how many of them hated? You remember the Tea Party? They hated Obamacare, hated it.
Yeah.
But they loved the ACA. They loved the ACA.
That's right, because they yeah.
Yeah, think about it, Mark. It's so ridiculous. But Mark, I'm telling you right now, man, I phone banked in Maryland. I'm not lying to you. I phone bank Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Even though I voted in Virginia, because I still have residence in Virginia, my license is in Virginia. But I'm so happy that Virginia Beach.
Virginia got Trump stock out. Although,
yes.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm just thankful, Mark. I'm telling you, man, blue wave. We may not got the tsunami, brother. We may not got that tsunami, but people can breathe now. People can have a sigh of, you know what? This man is going to have a check. Then Sarah Sanders come out, oh, we don't need to be investigating Trump now. Oh, now we don't? But people got to remember, Bob Mueller, they're going to put protections around Bob Mueller. I'm telling you. Mark, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think Trump is going to try to fire Bob Mueller now since he knows the economy is going to be taken over in
Yeah, probably.
January?
Probably. But then it's on, you know?
Wow. That's what I had to ask you, and I appreciate you, Mark. You know, I always call you, man, and I thank you, man. I thank and think about this, Mark. Over 100 women is in Congress now. Power to the women, baby. That women's march.
That's right.
March,
Made a difference.
Women in
And
Congress.
that's why the Women's March is under attack right now. Y'all be clear. Whatever you hear, any attack against the Women's March is a result of their impact on last night. I want to be absolutely clear about that. All right?
Yes.
And let me put a finer point on it because I'm not even going to be circumspect about it.
No, do it.
They are Kevin said do it. They are using Minister Farrakhan to destroy the Women's March. Because that's the only play they got.
Yeah.
Whatever he says, they say the Women's March said it. Now that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But they're using the minister to destroy the Women's March.
Yeah.
And we can't allow that to happen.
Yeah.
One has nothing to do with the other.
No, it doesn't. And I'm so glad you said that, but I can say this, Mark. Look at the diversity in the Democratic women. We got Muslims, Black, white women. We have gay white women. But look at the diversity in our party, and look at what they voted. White, racist men in office, women. That's, I don't get it. It's like we are the party of inclusion. Truly, we are. We take you as you come because we all go through this stuff daily in our lives. We all one paycheck from homelessness. We all need a raise. This tax cut didn't help us, Mark. It didn't. They was trying to take away health care. My two sisters I have a pre-existing condition. But they know the women they understand women, their pre-existing condition is pregnancy. Obama spoke on that because you give birth to a man. The women who give birth to this country, that one thing.
Well, but let me say this, though, Kevin. I'm glad you're saying what you're saying. Van Jones said on CNN last night that the election results are heartbreaking, that this is not a blue wave. What is he talking about? The blue wave was winning the House. Nobody ever really thought we could win the Senate too. You see how this mainstream media will put a negative spin on anything.
Anything.
So we can't even win in the House, don't matter. And like my colleagues on the other channel, Patriot, was saying all last night, the win in the House doesn't matter.
Okay.
Even coworkers, Brittany, who work for Patriot, I won't mention names because you know who they are. That's no big thing. They walking down the hallway last night. This ain't no big thing. This don't mean nothing.
Yeah, apparently there was some smack talking last night. I don't know exactly what went down, but it's Patriot versus Progress. Boom, boom. But they were apparently inquiring about the mood in the room on the Progress channel, implying that there would have been something to be upset about. We just won the House back.
Yeah.
What is there? Who's upset? I mean, I'm upset about Andrew Gillum. My heart hurts over that one. Stacey Abrams is still a possibility. The votes aren't counted yet fully. And I'm Beto. I'm heartbroken as well. But we got to take some hits. But we got the House back, people.
Yeah, we can't be all just doom and gloom about everything all the time. I mean, what is a victory?
How's the mood? The mood is great, buddy.
Great. It's great. It's awesome.
Blue wave.
Man,
Listen.
hey, Mark.
I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube streaming, y'all. Y'all can watch me on video. Look what's behind me. I'm not even gonna tell you. Look at the screen behind me on the video. All right? Just do that. Go to Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Make it plain. Kevin, you right. I don't understand people being all negative. I mean, but see, that's the attitude anyway toward us as a party, toward us as a people. Just that negative. Oh, you know. I mean, no, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. Winning the House back is something.
But see, he talk about we didn't Vance. I can't. You just said his name on CNN.
Van Jones.
Van Jones is Jerry. We got more votes in the Senate area, but it's so ridiculous how it's gerrymandered that we couldn't even win the Senate.
Yeah, that's right. And we know what it is. That's real. We knew what was going on.
But he didn't. Why did you mention that, Mark?
Why didn't Ben Jealous win in Maryland?
Mike, I'm so upset about that because people in Maryland, when I told Bank, white Democrats said they said they was going to vote for Ben Jealous, and they didn't. I could not believe it.
So that's Bradley effect too.
Man, yes, that happened in Maryland.
I think Obama still should have gone to Maryland. There should have been a stronger case made. I'll be honest with you.
I agree with you, Mark, but let me tell you something right here.
Yeah, right. It did. It was overshadowed by Florida and everything else, and it was no coverage of the Maryland race. None. But then you look at it, and see, Maryland was winnable because Maryland is not Georgia and Florida. So that is one mistake. You go in these white states like, let me finish, Kevin. You go in these white states like Georgia and Florida, and you send Obama down there, right? Mm-hmm. But a Maryland, which is blue as the day is long, always has been.
Yes, sir.
At least we would have had one governorship.
I got a tidbit to share. Lucy McBath has just pulled ahead of Karen Handel. She's now got 50.3% of the vote.
And what does Karen have?
49.7.
Okay, good.
This is
so how many votes between them? It's like about a few thousand, right?
They each she's got Lucy's got 158,053. Karen's got 155,908. Let's go, Lucy.
Yeah. We're trying to reach Lucy right now.
Yeah.
Mark, I want to say something about Baltimore from Maryland.
Come on, hurry, because I got to go. We've been talking for 20 minutes.
I know. Okay, I'm going to let you go. But you got PG.
You've taken over the whole show.
You got PG, Baltimore, and you got all the stuff that's close to D.C. There's no reason why Ben Jealous shouldn't won the governorship yesterday. It's utterly ridiculous. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you. I love your show.
All right, love you too, man. Take care. Also in Maryland is Dana. Dana, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke.
Hi, Darrell.
Get ready for impeachment. Go right ahead. Why didn't Ben win in Maryland, Dana?
I know. I already cried at like 4:30 in the morning. Obama should have come here. But you know what, Mark? I have a question, and I'll try to get through this without crying, because I know you're going to think this sounds like what a stupid white girl or Pollyanna. But how did 18% of black women vote for Ron DeSantis?
Where did you see that?
Zerlina Maxwell just posted it. And that's why they're saying they don't trust the numbers. I agree with you. I do not trust the numbers.
18% of black women voted for Ron DeSantis.
That's what Zerlina Maxwell just posted, like 16% of black men. She was sort of saying, what's up there? I don't know. I mean, again, this is probably all alleged at the moment. It's not really why I called. I canvassed for Ben this weekend. And you're right. Maryland is a blue state. I don't know how we got Hogan to begin with. And here we are again. My question to you, though, is when you have these Chirons on the mainstream media, Stacey Abrams refuses to concede. I mean, again, Mark, isn't that just whistling? You know what I mean? Like she's some kind of hanger-oner. She's some kind of other. She's refusing. That's not really the case, is it, Mark? I mean, this man was secretary. He's overseeing his own election.
Yeah, I don't see anything about. I'm looking for this 18% of black women voting for.
Okay, well look.
I'm looking now. I don't see it though.
Okay, all right.
When did you see this?
Like 10, 15 minutes ago. Like Zerlina Maxwell posted, "What is up with black men?" and then 16% Ron DeSantis. I don't know. I just was like seeing a couple of retweets. Again, that's why I mean it's alleged. So I don't want to say, it's fact.
I don't. Yeah, we don't see that.
All right. Well, hopefully I'm wrong, but you know what? The fact remains that Florida, I don't trust the numbers. I think that they cheat to win. And my question to you is, why do you wake up and see Morning Joe attacking people who smoke marijuana, saying that all we do is eat Cheetos and we're losers, and they're mocking us, Mark, and it's an all-white panel again. Have we learned absolutely nothing?
Well, I would say don't ever take anything to heart that comes out of the Morning Joe broadcast.
No, and you know what? I stopped watching, but to wake up this morning and just kind of get my TV on, and I'm just seeing, Joe and Mika and Willie. I'm like,
just next time, just change the damn channel. Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I mean, come on! I do not understand.
They will never be forgiven for having Trump on every week before the 2016
and
election.
We let them dictate our terms. We let them value our worth, our world.
Well, so hit them in the ratings and turn them off.
Entitled white man stealing Brian Kemp.
Right.
I mean, this is sick.
Yeah.
It is.
All right.
It is sick. And you know what? But we did win the House. And you know what? God bless Elijah Cummings. Can we all just say that this morning?
Yeah.
He's going to be on top of it.
Yeah, he sure
Nancy,
is. It's on.
I mean, Nadler.
Are we all in agreement too that we support Nancy for Speaker?
Absolutely.
Right.
Look at the money she raises.
I'm gonna tell you though. Her biggest opponent was Tim Ryan, and when he was here, I asked him, "Are you going to run against Nancy?" And he didn't really say. He didn't want to say.
Nope. I
think even he got the message. They showed him. They took him in the room and showed him something. Do you want to be what's the term, disemboweled? Because that's what Republicans are going to do to you. This is not for the faint of heart. This is not just any. I mean, this is going to be nasty. And Nancy says Nancy will do it for 2 years. She'll do it for one more term and step aside.
And you know what?
But she made a good point.
Yes.
She said, let me finish, Dan. Just listen for me.
Okay.
What she said was that if Hillary had been the president, she probably would have stepped down.
Exactly.
But she said there needs to be a woman at the table. And the second thing she said was that for people like her, especially women, who came up in an era when they were expected to stay home and raise their children, she couldn't run for office till later in life. So for people to expect somebody 20 to pop up and be Speaker of the House, same thing for Maxine.
Yeah,
all of these older members of Congress.
It's silly.
All of these older members of Congress, like the Clyburns and the Maxine Waters, people want to knock their age. But they got going later in life because they weren't given those opportunities. And I'll speak for myself. I'll speak for Dan, just let me finish though. Just hold on. I'm gonna let you talk.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. I'm still talking.
I'll
give you an example, even in terms of me. Y'all see me on TV. I'm 50. I'll be 52 next month. They just put me on TV once a week. Just.
Right.
So, I'm sorry. They didn't let me come on TV every week at 20 and 30.
And that's my question.
All right. So for people to knock folk because they're of a certain age.
Right.
And there are a couple folk out there who's saying, well, Mark don't need to be on TV more than me because I'm younger than him.
Right.
But whatever. But others of us just didn't get that opportunity.
Exactly.
So and I'm gonna say this to, I think, black folk. Some of you white folk don't get it. In the black community, we don't disregard our elders. In fact, elders are sacred. We're supposed to have the wisdom of the elders and the youth together. Mm-hmm. It's not supposed to be a diss. All right.
Right.
And so, all of this was she's too old. Somebody said that to me the other day. She's too old. Who are you to say she's too old?
Right. Yeah, but you want Joe Biden to run for president.
Right, and Bernie.
Shut
they
up,
want the same people want Joe and Bernie to run for president. But it's okay for a white man.
Yes, of course.
To be old as dirt and run.
I mean,
it's also okay. Watch this. It's also okay for white men, particularly white Republican men, to run for president as many times they want to.
Yep.
In Democratic Party, You run one time and lose. You finished.
Yeah. Yep.
Walter Mondale
Yep.
couldn't run again.
No.
Michael Dukakis couldn't run again. John Kerry can't run again.
Dukakis, Hart, I mean, all those people.
Nobody can run anymore.
No.
And God forbid Hillary run again.
Oh.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think she should. Only because people is incomprehensible. You cannot run. You cannot run again. You cannot run again for president unless your name is Nixon or Ford or Reagan. You cannot run again for president unless you have that last name, and God forbid you're a woman. So that's just not happening. Listen, let me go, Dan. I got a lot of people. I got to roll. Kamaru's in Ohio. Kamaru, God bless you. Good morning. Get ready for impeachment. Go right ahead.
Good morning to you, Mark. I'm very, very disappointed. I'm not elated, and
Why? What are you disappointed about?
Okay, I live in Ohio.
Where your Senator Sherrod Brown got reelected, so I don't understand what.
He did. That was the only statewide race that we won. The only one. The Republicans swept everything else that was statewide. So here in Ohio, I mean, I was working my tail off, Mark, to not win anything statewide is extremely disappointing to me.
What were the other statewide races for Ohio?
Governor.
That's right. Yeah.
Attorney General.
That's right.
State auditor.
Yeah, but but listen, man, Ohio though.
Mark,
I mean,
Mark,
that's Ohio though, man. I mean, did we really expect to run the table in Ohio? Did we really expect that?
I expected that Democrats would win something, and I do not believe that it's any coincidence that every time there is a close race, the Republicans win it. And I believe it's the machines. I'm disappointed at the party for not coming out and saying very vocally or speaking out vocally about election fraud. Now, the Republicans are all over voter fraud, and there is none. But the Democrats say nothing about voter fraud, and it's rampant.
You mean
world?
You mean Democrats say nothing about election fraud?
Right. They say nothing about election fraud, and election fraud is rampant. Now, if you have to be an idiot to believe that all of those people came out in the Detroit area in 2016 and voted for everything else except for the president.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, we know we still have to fight that. That I think that's what Eric Holder's commission is doing. But I mean that's a long-term battle. But we still won last night. We won the House back. That's major. In the last few days they even tried to say we weren't going to win the House back.
And if it wasn't so ridiculously lopsided, the projections, they might have stolen that too.
They probably tried. And I'm gonna tell you another victory. Sometimes there's a total victory in a small one. If Lucy McBath, whose son was just like Trayvon Martin, was killed by a white racist vigilante just for playing loud music, if she's elected to Congress, that's worth it all to me. All of it. You have two Muslim women in Congress. You have the first Native American woman in Congress. You have the youngest woman in history elected to Congress. First black woman from Massachusetts. First black woman from Connecticut. Of the two Muslims, the first Somali American. A woman that looks like my daughter. Who else?
Guam elected their first female governor.
Guam's first female governor. So you got all of that happening, and that's good.
And I'm real happy for all of that, Mark. But I want to see the Democrats start talking about things that should be talked about. And they need to just put this in their pocket, this idea that if they talk about election fraud, people are not going to come out. That's ridiculous. Go ahead and say what is happening. Make it a national conversation that election fraud is the primary reason that the Republicans win.
All right. Thank you, Kamara. I don't know. I don't know that people aren't doing that. All right. So I don't know that that's not happening. Allison is in New Jersey. Allison, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment. Go right ahead.
Hi, Mark. I disagree with one thing. I do not think Nancy Pelosi deserves to be majority leader because
Speaker of the House, not majority leader.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's right, Speaker of the House. Because she has stated on CNN, there was a town hall, I think in 2016 it might have been, that she does not going to go for impeachment, just like what she did to George Bush, and they wouldn't impeach. So,
well, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that she's not. I don't believe that she's not going to go for it. I don't believe she can make that decision. Remember what she did
about George Bush?
But that's not the case under these circumstances. This case is pretty clear cut. There's an investigation going on by the special counsel. If the special counsel presents to the House, they're going to have to deal with it. So I don't think that's really even relevant. She's not going to have a choice.
Well, I hope so, because
I will say this. We're in a very tricky situation. I'll be honest with you. Let's just walk through this. This is the reality check. We won the House back, but we lost in a lot of state gubernatorial races. We won some. We lost other races in the states. We have to be very, very clear and careful about this. And I know what she's thinking. We have still a very fickle and uninformed electorate.
Oh, I agree.
So think about this, Allison. If we come out over the next 2 years and do the impeachment thing, we have to be sure. See, it's like if you draw your weapon, you got to use it and it's got to work. You can't fire a shot that wounds. You have to fire a shot that kills.
Well, when I say
can I finish, Allison? Allison, I'm trying to walk through something.
Okay.
I'm really patient with y'all. I don't know why none of y'all can be patient with me. I'll let people talk, and
right.
I'll keep them on the phone. Just listen for a minute.
Okay.
If we move on Trump, and it's not something that sticks, and we're sure it's gonna stick, it could backfire. And then in 2020, he'll play the victim.
I agree.
So what I hear her saying on all these town halls before last night, remember, it's a different day today. Not anything she said before today doesn't really matter. If there's any indication that it could backfire, the media is not going to be with us, y'all. I'm just going to be honest with you. The mainstream media is going to say, oh, they're trying to tear down the president. And then they're going to say, well, Bill Clinton was impeached and he's still in office. Not to mention the fact we don't have the 2/3 in the Senate, so we can impeach but not convict. Unless, and see, this is where the Nixon analogy comes in. When the House Judiciary Committee held hearings during Watergate, they were televised. And that's what changed the American public's mind about Nixon. That's what forced Republicans to turn on Nixon. The most important thing Democrats can do, and hope it doesn't backfire, is hold public hearings. Everybody that was brought in these closed-door hearings now comes forward in a public hearing.
I agree.
So we can hear their testimony. Nancy, even if she didn't want to do it, has no choice, because her caucus is not going to go along with. You think Elijah Cummings and Tim Ryan and everybody else in Congress is going to go along with, well, let's just not do nothing? It's impossible. And if Mueller brings forward a document, they can't say, okay, that's nice, throw it in the trash can. So it's really not even solely up to her as to whether or not it can do it.
I misspoke. I should have said, based on Mueller's report, once that report comes out, that's when they need to impeach. And I should have said it.
Right.
I agree with you 100%. You can't just go.
No. I'm not saying wait on the report either. I'm not saying that too. I'm saying that the report will be the gravy, but don't wait on the report either. And they can't. Elijah Cummings is going to hold hearings.
Yes.
That's it. It's a wrap. So no, and she can't do anything about it. And I don't really believe that she wants to stop it. I don't believe that for 1 minute.
You're saying if that's the case, and if Mueller's, when they hold hearings and Mueller's report comes out, she's going to go with.
She's going to go with it anyway. She is going to. Nancy Pelosi is not going to stop it. I'm sorry.
And I think that they're going to have to force the Senate, because they are taking an oath to the Constitution. This garbage that they've done all the last 2 years has been outrageous. They think they're taking an oath to that criminal, that he's a racist criminal, the president.
All right.
I can't even say his name.
All right. Well, listen, let me get some other people. Thank you, though.
Thank you. Have a wonderful
Nancy
day.
for speaker. Connie's in New York. Connie, God bless you. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment. Good morning.
Good morning. I just want to say I'm really happy that we got the House, but I'm very upset about Georgia and Florida and Texas. And those people are, it's pretty much a half and half kind of deal in those states. And so only half of those people are going to be represented by who they're.
But are you really surprised, Connie? Come on now.
No,
really
but
surprised?
I'm upset about it. Very upset. But also, I think one of the first things we should be doing, healthcare is very important, but we need to get in there and fix gerrymandering, districting, voters' rights, so that the next election it can be fairer, and stop this, stopping people from voting and all this crap.
Okay.
Can we do that? Can the House do that?
I think so. But you also ought to be happy. You have the first black woman attorney general in the state of New York.
Uh-huh.
Who won?
Yeah, but I also.
You're not happy about that?
I'm very happy about that, but I'm stuck with Chris Collins in my area, which is how these people can put a crook in there is beyond me. But I am happy about a lot of it, but I'm not happy. I have Chris Collins as my representative. That's terrible.
Right. All righty. Well, thank you. Y'all sound so down and negative after we have won the House.
I'm happy.
Oh, my God.
I am very happy.
You know what?
I am happy.
We need to play some music.
Yeah.
Take it out all this. We need, because they don't. I don't understand people.
Yeah, I'm
Big
happy
Blue
about
Wave.
the House, though. Yes.
Big Blue Wave. All right. Thank you, Connie.
All right, thank you.
Enjoy your day. Lord have mercy.
You too.
Thank you. Here's some good news. Izzy's in our. Izzy, we won last night, didn't we? 20 minutes before the hour. Good morning. God bless you. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment, Izzy.
You know me, it's Angie.
Oh, Angie.
It's Angie.
I don't know where we got Izzy
that's
from.
Cool.
That don't sound nothing like Angie.
You probably can barely hear me, but everybody just needs to calm down.
We did well last night, didn't we?
Wait, well, look at Hillary. She actually, from 2 years ago, still dragged people across the finish line. This is a marathon. I'm not a NASCAR driver, but I'm a truck driver. And somehow, sometimes people get behind me to save a little fuel, but I was a cross-country runner, and sometimes other people will guard you from the wind. Look what Beto did down in Texas. I don't know the African-American man that won, but he dragged him across the finish line with him. And So we're building a foundation. Look what happened to the Republicans back in
Colin,
2008.
you mean Colin Allred?
Yeah.
He went down in
look at-
Texas.
He
Yeah,
won.
He did.
Right, and he dragged them across the finish line. Look how many other people that Hillary dragged. Look at Abby. Is it fucking? I can't even pronounce her name, but she won in Iowa, 29 years old, and she beat some old man that had been in there for a while. We're building a foundation, and now we have to build on it. Because now, if we lost, all right, you can be sad, and then you're going to be angry, and then you're going to think about what you're going to do 2 years from now, and 4 years from now. And we're going to build, and we're going to build. And unfortunately, a lot of old people are going to die off too. That whole way of thinking, this whole.
I hope so. We've been
racism.
saying that since
You know?
Obama was elected. When they gonna die, Angie? It's taking them too long to die.
Well, you know what? We're losing our health care.
We need to euthanize them.
I lost my health care, and we still got that. You know what? Here in Iowa, she screwed my ACA up.
Maybe Brittany and I
You
need
know-
to take a sabbatical. Kill some of these old white people that you're talking about. So listen,
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that way of thinking.
if y'all hear me and Brittany taking a 6-month sabbatical from the show, y'all be worried. Be very worried. Angie, some of them gonna start getting euthanized.
It's true.
We're gonna go inject
They
syringes into
wanted to vote
oxygen
for
tanks and everything.
Social Security, and they still wanted to vote for these people. I mean, I'm here at a Big Lots. I'm not going to tell you where I'm at, but the manager is African American woman. I was in the back opening the door, and I'm like, I cannot believe these people voted for two racist a-holes down in Florida and Georgia. I'm like, but look how close we've come. We never would have came that close before. So next time, learn from our mistakes. We're going to cross the finish line. We're building a foundation. We're building, and we're going to get them next time.
All right.
Every given Sunday. I'll talk to you later, man.
Are you first time caller?
No, I called you about Kristen Gillibrand. You were kind of, and she won too.
Well, that was it. But wait a minute though. Before you go, what in the world is wrong with District 4 and Steve King? What's wrong with the people in District 4?
I know.
If I was president, I'd
there's
send
not a big major city up there, though.
If I were president, I would bomb District 4 this morning with a nuclear weapon. Why would you re-elect Steve King?
But look how close that JD came this time. I mean,
he did come
was, and next time
Make It Plain is coming to Iowa. We're going to go to Iowa.
Bachman just north of there. They finally nabbed her.
I already started working last night. As we get ready for 2020, Make It Plain is going to go to Iowa and do a breakfast show there and talk to voters in Iowa. We're on our way.
Hey,
stay tuned.
I say Kamala 2020. Sorry, I've already put my.
Okay.
Either Kamala or Beto.
Well, no, look. You know what? Somebody texted me last night. Kamala, a ticket of Kamala and Beto in 2020. Ooh. I think Brittany.
I like Kamala.
Somebody
like
just
her.
texted that to me last night.
I just had a stroke. I love that.
Who was
ticket.
that who texted? Was that my cousin Helen? I think Helen texted me that. Kamala and Beto.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear, well, she's a woman or she's black or blah blah blah.
Kamala's a superstar.
You know.
She is.
Yeah. She's
is.
smart. That's what I like about her, and she looks
is a superstar,
sneaky, and I like that.
She looks what?
I want her on the ticket either way. I'll take her with Beto for sure.
You say she looks
right.
what? What did you say? She looks what, Angie?
Oh, well, one, she's hot, but two, she knows how to listen.
Well, now you can't say that. You can't
be that great.
Hey, lots of people think Beto's hot too, so that's a hot ticket altogether.
You can't judge a woman or a man nowadays on their looks, y'all.
Beto Harris, 2020.
No, but I am saying that
O'Rourke
she
Harris.
does know how to listen. She does know how to listen. If you watch her, that's her main thing. She knows how to listen and to be quiet. And look how she got Kavanaugh. Look how she got every one of those
people love her. People love her.
that had to go through her.
She's tight. But see, I'm going to tell y'all now, though, we got to have a wake-up call because we're dealing with the Bradley effect. People are lying in polls about voting for black candidates. That's what they did to Gillum. That's what they did to Jealous. And some of them probably did it to Stacey. All right. People will lie and get you to think they're going to do something. All right. So we got to watch these polls. So we got to be clear when we support Kamala what we're doing and make sure that we put everything behind her if she's going to be the nominee. We talked to Bernie Monday. Bernie might run. And I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with Bernie, Elizabeth, Kamala, who else? Corey. I think all of them should run. We should have
Eric.
We should have Eric. We should have the full debate in the primary. I want to be very clear about that. All of them should run. Let's have the full debate. All right. And I'm gonna say this too. Y'all may not like it, but I don't think she should. But if Hillary decides to run again, I can't be against that either because it would be sexist. All right. If Nixon, Reagan, and Ford did it, I don't think she should for a whole lot of reasons because people that can't deal with that. They just can't. It's incomprehensible to them. But I don't care about a wide field if it's going to, bring everybody together in the end. And that's what we have to agree to do. But everybody I'm hearing from is Kamala. Everybody loves Kamala. She's great. She's wonderful. Everybody thinks she's wonderful. You're right.
Yeah, we were big Hillary supporters here. My mother met her 5 times. I hope that she doesn't run. It was too divisive. I hope Bernie doesn't run. It just brought too much. And sorry, I do have a big problem with Bernie, but I won't get into that.
Yeah, well, let's not do that this morning. Angie, good to talk to you.
No.
So Angie called to say, y'all, that if I was president, she wanted me to nuke District 4 in Iowa, where Steve King lives. So that's Angie who said that. Nuke
or
Iowa.
You can drop one of them brain things, where it makes people go.
Nuke District 4 in Iowa. She would blow it off the map. Send federal troops.
Don't ruin the cornfields. Just drop that thing that they did down in Cuba on
doggone Nazi. All right, we'll be back. Thank you, Angie.
All right, later, Gator.
Later, Gator. All right, Sirius XM Progress 127, Resistance Radio. We are still in the resistance. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment. Kim, you're next in Maryland. This is MIP. Blue wave, y'all. Every day we got a blue wave. 866-99 Sirius. Kim is in Maryland. Kim, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment. What happened to Ben last night, Kim?
I think the problem there was because the Republican Party has become the party of Trump, and when you have a Republican who, at least on the surface, isn't like that and hasn't completely burned down the state, people are just complacent. They also painted Hogan as a moderate working across the aisles when the truth of the matter is the Democrats control the state house, so he really has no choice but to work across the aisle.
Yeah.
You know, but that and the fact, I also think that Ben Jealous was working on recognition outside of the black community. You know, he had to get himself really known amongst the mainstream more, face recognition, name recognition, and you already had this guy in place, and well, he hasn't been that bad. And you know, just lazy, not doing the research and seeing really how Hogan has affected things. But I voted for him. I called you last week, actually concerned about it.
Yeah.
But
well, you know, I think I'm gonna tell you when I kind of knew the race was in trouble going forward. When Hogan was diagnosed with cancer, and then he became a cancer survivor. That's a narrative that's hard to knock.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not even gonna say he necessarily pimped it. Y'all in Maryland, y'all know better than me. I don't know that he pimped it, but you don't really have to.
He had an ad.
What?
He had a pimp ad.
What did it say?
It was something about him and a young man who actually wound up passing from cancer. So when Hogan was getting treatment, he met this young man, and you're the hero, and blah blah blah. And I spoke at his funeral, and oh Lord, it touched the heartstring in me. So I'm like, Lord, if I'm touched, here we go.
Yeah. So that might have been it. And you're right. I mean, he's kind of, you know, he's flown below the radar as a Republican.
Right.
So you know that was tough. That was tough. You know.
Right.
But okay, Kim. But listen, we won the House, so let's get it on.
Hey,
we in the game. They don't want us in the game. They try to keep us out of the game. They want to, you know, act like we weren't even gonna win the House. So you got Van Jones saying it was horrible. It wasn't horrible last night.
No, it wasn't.
Let's work with it. Let's work with it. Let's work with it.
Let's go. Hey, I feel like everything else was, from the beginning, personally, for me, for this election cycle, Mark, I felt like we got to take the House. We take the House. Everything else is gravy.
Yeah.
I'm sad about what's going on down south with Beto and Stacey and Andrew.
But see, Beto is still a victory. Beto did better than anybody expected him to do.
Yeah.
So I don't think we lost anything down there.
Yeah.
You know, Stacey has not conceded. This is probably going to go to runoff. So they're going to have to, not only we have to get back and vote again, that's challenging, but they're going to have to turn another trick again. It's hard to turn two big tricks in a month. That ain't easy to turn two tricks, you know, unless you or you know what.
Ooh, goodness sake.
Unless you, like somebody, Dick Greg used to know a lady, her name was Sally Quick Trick. Now, unless you Sally Quick Trick, it's hard to turn a trick in 2 times in less than a month. I gotta go. Y'all, you got me talking crazy, Kim. Enjoy your day.
You too. Bye.
More of your calls. Big Blue Wave. We did well last night. We won. Looks like Lucy McBath is going to pull out a victory in the 6th in Georgia too. Stay tuned. We got the blues today, but a good kind of blues. Big Blue Wave. Be happy. Be upbeat. Don't listen to all these naysayers and negative people. We won. This is MIP. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back on there in a minute. I'm talking to my cousin Helen right now. She's on the line. Say hi to the listeners, Helen, on Instagram and social media. Say hello. You on speakerphone, and everybody can hear you on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We're not on the radio, back on the radio yet, though. You want to go on the radio with me?
No, I do not.
Why not?
No, I don't want to go on the radio. But what?
Well, he didn't. He never had. You can't lose what you never had. But you're right. I see what you're saying. You're right. All right. Top of the hour, 866-99 Sirius. Big blue wave, y'all. Let's talk about it. Y'all should see my video screen this morning behind me on Instagram, Minister with 2 T's, and on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, Make It Plain. Join us. We won last night. We won the house back. We should be Ilhan Omar. So many things. Anyway, I'm getting ahead. I'm stepping all because I know Brittany wants to announce all this. Let's let her do it. She's here. Blue wave.
Yep. All right. Because you know what? I understand that people are disappointed about certain things. I am too. But fact of the matter is we have to celebrate where we can. So all these calls about, but no more buts, people. No more buts. Let's be happy for what we've got and then keep working. Yes, there is more work to do, but let's celebrate these victories. And I'm going to list a bunch of them for you. Not all of them, but these are some of the more historic ones that we have secured already.
Beautiful.
Guam has elected their first female governor. Ayanna Pressley is the first black woman ever elected to Congress from Massachusetts in the 7th District. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez just became the youngest woman ever elected to Congress at the age of 29. She's in the 14th District of New York. She won with 78% of the vote, people. 78%. Rachel Rollins just became the first woman and the first African American to be elected District Attorney of Boston. Johanna Hayes is the first black woman ever elected to Congress from Connecticut. She's in the 5th District. Ilhan Omar is the first Somali American ever elected to Congress. And she's also one of 2 Muslim American women to be the first ever elected to Congress. The other is Rashida Tlaib. Tlaib. She's in Michigan's 13th District. Amendment 4 in Florida has passed, which means voting rights are now restored to 1.4 million former felons. Human beings who can vote. They have been they were previously banned from voting for life until now. Trump only won Florida by just over 100,000 votes, people, and Florida was a huge win for him. That 1.4 million makes a significant difference. Jared Polis is now the governor of Colorado. That makes him the first openly gay man to win a gubernatorial election in this country.
Wasn't that where the cake case was?
Right. So this Jared Polis win goes out to Jack Phillips of Masterpiece Cake Shop. You wouldn't bake a cake for a gay couple. Remember that, buddy? That went to the Supreme Court. Yeah, well, now you have a gay governor. So, Sharice Davids is an openly gay Native American woman, and she defeated a Republican incumbent. She flipped a red seat blue in Congress in Kansas's 3rd District. 35-year-old Colin Allred beat an 11-term Republican named Pete Sessions, not related to Jeff, in Texas's 32nd District. He flipped that seat. Antonio Delgado defeated a Republican incumbent congressman in a Trump district in upstate New York in the 19th District. Tish James, who we had on this show, she was elected Attorney General for the state of New York. She is now the first black woman ever elected to statewide office.
Yeah.
All 19 of the Houston African-American female judges up for election won. 19. Tony Evers beat Scott Walker in Wisconsin for the governorship. It would have been Walker's 3rd term, but that boy is out. And Lucy McBath, mother of Jordan Davis, is currently ahead of Representative Karen Handel. Stacey Abrams is hanging on in Georgia. We are hopeful. It is not over. If Brian Kemp dips below 50%, it is going to force a runoff. He is at 50.5%, people. And absentee ballots still have to be counted. And then this one fills me up. For the first time in American history, over 100 women were elected to the United States House of Representatives. I am moved. So enough of your negativity, people. Get out of here with it. I don't want to hear it.
Get out of it. And I should stop being so trusting of some of you anyway, because some of y'all are Russians. 866-99
Right.
866-997-4748. 866-997-4748. Mickey's in Virginia, where Barbara Trumpstock lost. I love it. Mickey, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment. Go right ahead, Mickey.
Good morning.
Morning. What's up?
I'm actually in the Virginia 2nd, and Scott Taylor lost too, which is a wonderful thing, to Elaine Luria.
Yeah, that's right. Sure did. Luria won. That's right.
Yep, she sure did. And I just think it's a good thing, for the Blue Wave and the number of women that have
that's right.
won.
And so there how many total women are in? So 100 women were elected, or is that the total number of women in Congress?
That's over 100 women were elected to the House of Representatives.
So what is now the total number of women in Congress?
Let me find out. Hang on.
We need to find that out.
Yeah, it's
So that's at least a fourth of Congress. So anybody who says this is horrible is probably a man or a woman who can't count.
Okay, well, as of May 2018, there were 84 women in the House. So that was 19.3% of the House of Representatives.
Okay.
And so now we just added over 100 to that. I don't have an exact number yet, though. Hang on.
Okay. So,
but Elaine deserved it because Scott is a scumbag.
That technically Congress is reelected every 2 years, so it might have just gone up from 84 to 100. I don't know if it's 84 plus 100, but yeah, we need to find that out. Because if it's 84 plus 100, then that means there's over 300 women in Congress, which it probably isn't. But okay, yeah, this is good. This is
great.
Yeah, Virginia did well. Virginia's blue, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Virginia.
How did Virginia get bluer than Florida? How'd that happen?
We have a Democratic governor. We now have.
I know, but how did that happen? And you've almost never had consecutive Democratic governors in Virginia. So I'm just trying to figure out how Virginia got to be bluer than Florida.
I think it's probably because of the large minority population that's in Northern Virginia, and the fact that the electorate is changed.
Yeah, it's changing up.
All right, I got the numbers.
It's changed a lot.
Okay, here we go.
We've got 33 women newly elected and 65 female incumbents.
So that's
98. Oh wait, I'm not a math human. No, that is 98, right? Yeah.
Okay, 98. Okay, 98 women in Congress. Outstanding.
So, yeah.
Mickey, are you a first-time caller?
I am a first-time caller.
Do you know what that means? Mickey?
Yes.
Do you know what that means?
What does that mean?
That means you, like all of our first-time callers, in the words of Barry White, are our first, our last, our everything that answers all our dreams, our sun, our moon, our shining star. Some kind of wonderful you, Mickey, and all of our first-time callers are. Don't be a stranger, okay?
Oh, thank you.
All right. Enjoy your day. What do you do for a living?
All right.
What do you do?
I work for a college.
Oh, really? What do you do at the college?
I'm an office manager in their institutional research department.
Oh, outstanding. Okay. You don't want to tell us. You can't tell us what college it is, can you?
No.
Well, just whisper it and maybe nobody hear it. What's your direct supervisor's name?
No, not telling.
You don't want to shout him out? Okay. All right, cool. All right. Enjoy your day, Mickey.
All right. Thank you.
All right. She's a suburban gorilla, and truly that, because white women in the suburbs turned out and turned against Trump last night, according to the exit polls. She is Susie Madrick SusieMadrick.com, Crooks and Liars. Susie, good morning.
Mark, good morning.
Some people are kind of down. I don't know why. I think this is all good, what happened last night.
Oh, well, let me remind people of something they may not remember. First of all, this was a wave election. I think our national vote margin was, 9.2%.
Okay.
A wave election in 2006 was 8%. 2010, when the Republicans took over, was 7.2. 2014 was 5.7.
Right.
The problem that we have here is that this election cycle happened to be a bunch of deep red Senate seats.
Yeah.
But look at the House. Yeah. I mean, we took down so many of the people that Trump endorsed. I mean, you know what it's like to me? It's like, okay, it's when you're a kid and there's that Christmas where somehow you believe your parents are going to get you a pony.
Right.
And you don't get a pony, but they got you a bike. And they got you a bunch of other great stuff. And you sort of forget about the pony because you have all this other stuff to play with.
Yeah.
And that's what this should be like for people. I mean, this was amazing. I can't believe some of the people who lost last night. Scott Walker.
Yeah.
Kissed my ass on the way out the door. Oh, my God. I am so thrilled to see some of the people that got taken out last night.
Yeah.
You know, and I am sad. I knew that Andrew Gillum was going to lose yesterday when I saw MSNBC was interviewing some uppity white woman walking out of a Naples voting booth, and she just sort of got this little sniff, and she went, "No, Ron DeSantis will be fine." And I thought, oh, it's white people, which is a common phenomenon. White people lying to pollsters because they don't want to sound racist.
Bradley effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have that to deal with, but I wake up this morning and I find out that Stacey Abrams is still fighting, which is just so exciting.
Still fighting.
Because I just want to remind people, this is what we did with them stealing everything they could get their hands on.
Mm-hmm.
This was with the voting suppressing and everything else. We had a wave. We took out so many people, the fact that Chris Kobach is not going to be the governor of Kansas, right there, that's my pony.
Chris Kobach of Kansas?
Yep.
Chris
the guy
Kobach
who designed voter suppression.
Right.
This is like the king of voter suppression, and he didn't win.
So as of 4 a.m. Eastern time, there's a difference of 85,167 votes separating Brian Kemp and Stacey Abrams. Let me just update everyone. With that being the case, to trigger a runoff, the Abrams campaign needs to net from 24,379 votes of the tens of thousands of potential ballots that remain outstanding. Here's some other facts. 3 of the 4 largest counties in Georgia, DeKalb, Gwinnett, and Cobb, have reported only a portion of their votes that were submitted by early mail. In Cobb County alone, anywhere between 25,000 and 26,000 votes were submitted early by mail. 4 other large counties, Chatham, Henry, Douglas, and Clark, have reported exactly 0 votes by mail up to this point. Together, these 7 counties are expected to return a minimum of 77,000 ballots. These counties also represent heavily Democratic-leaning constituencies, and the majority of those votes are anticipated to be for Stacey Abrams. Absentee ballots represent another major pickup opportunity for Abrams. In Gwinnett County, more than 20,000 absentee ballots are waiting to be counted and won't be counted until this morning. There is an unknown number of additional absentee ballots that were potentially wrongly rejected. They will also need to be counted. There is an historic number in Georgia of provisional and paper ballots. All right, they've yet to be counted. There were machine breakdowns and shoddy election administration on the part of Secretary of State Brian Kemp, and it has contributed to the exceedingly large number of provisional and paper ballots. He caused that, so you got to count those. Additionally, and lastly, Kemp's office created widespread confusion with machine breakdowns and shortages of paper ballots by failing to provide guidance to the county boards of elections Kemp oversees. So I'm glad Stacey's still in it.
Oh,
Susan,
yeah.
those are all the reasons why she needs to stay in it.
And some of these states are just famous for Republicans stealing votes. Like, I know, they just say they found another 20,000 uncounted votes in Wisconsin after they always do this. They always take some of the votes and put them aside, and they only count them if they need to, if they want to.
Tricky.
It's very tactical. So again, this is why I keep telling you guys, you vote blue for everything, because Secretary of State is a really important position.
Yeah.
Those are the people who oversee your state elections. So, you got to vote blue. And I just want to say, because Mark, you know what I've been saying for the last 2 years. Turnout.
Yeah.
You
right.
guys did a fantastic job. I don't even know the percentage numbers yet, but we had turnout like for a presidential election yesterday.
It was great for a midterm, and that's never happened.
And guys, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for all the hard work you did, all the donations you made, all the people that you dragged to the polls.
Good. That's right.
I know. Yesterday when I went out, man, it was a monsoon. it was a really bad rainstorm.
Now,
and and there were people going out anyway. So you guys did a great job, and we got to pull it together and do it in 2020. We could get the orange.
Susie, did we lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
I have to breathe. I have to stop to breathe sometimes.
Oh, I'm sorry. 9 points, which is a greater margin of victory in years. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For a midterm at that. All right.
We just happened to these were the hardest. This was the hardest electoral map for the Senate this year. We did pretty well considering, and in 2020 I think it's going to be a different story. I think we will take the Senate in 2020. But don't give up, guys. This was an amazing result.
Yeah. You're right.
Amazing result.
1994 margin of victory for Republicans was 7.1. In 06 for Democrats, 8. In 2010 for Republicans, 7.2. In 2014 for Republicans, 5.7. This is the biggest. In this era, this is a blue wave. This is a blue wave.
It's a blue wave.
I just read the numbers. This is a blue wave. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. Where you at, George in Iowa? Curious, stupid George, and Dan in Indiana. There's going to be a red tsunami. It's going to be a red tsunami. It's not a red tsunami. It's a blue wave. I'm sorry, Susie.
Oh, yeah.
I was just
it's completely a blue wave. And somebody on Twitter put together a list of all these people that Trump endorsed that lost.
Uh-huh.
And these are must-win elections. And now, and they lost all of them.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be interesting because he's holding a press conference at 11:30. And Trump, he's just going to declare victory.
Right. Isn't that crazy? Who can do that? Even when Bush lost the midterms, W, he called it a butt whipping. Obama called it something. Other presidents acknowledge when they lose midterms because that's what happens in the Republic. But Mr. Fake News, the man who accuses everybody else of fake news, is going to say it's something else. Now, if that's not fake news, I don't know what is.
I will tell you what depresses me about Florida a lot is because Ron DeSantis is the kind of person who I refer to as an ecological assassin. Florida has very serious climate change problems, and putting a Republican in there not only means that nothing effective will be done about it,
Right.
It also means that their tourism will continue to go down. And I got to tell you, I mean, I know this is petty of me. My brother lives in Florida. I won't go to Florida because I just don't want to give my money to a state that elected Rick Scott twice and now Ron DeSantis. I'm just not going to spend my money there. And they lost an awful lot of money because of the red tide. But, you know, we have a lot of people, that, shall we say, self-selected people who move to Florida. I like Florida. I have friends that live there. But it's like I can't bring myself to live in a state that keeps making such bad choices. You know, that votes in terms of spite and race and just whatever idiocy that's poured into their heads. You know, the fact that anybody believes that there's like this giant horde on the border and, you know, and immigration and all this crap that Trump puts out, I'm sorry, I feel for you as a human being, but as a living, thinking person with critical thinking skills, you know, I look at you and I think, why are you so lazy? Why are you so mentally lazy? Why will you not use your brain? You know, Florida just has real bad problems.
Yeah, it does.
Real bad problems that are, you know, and they're kind of like the canary in the coal mine when it comes to climate change. They have the, you know, the flooding, the hurricanes, you know, the ecological disasters off the coast. It's just crazy. And, you know, and I really, like, sure, I could see retiring to Florida, but I'm not going to retire to Florida when I feel like there's an administration there that, you know, is nuts, is right-wing nuts.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. A very prominent, I won't say the name right now, but a very prominent talk show host from Florida, it may announce that we need to boycott Florida altogether, which was talked about. People were thinking about that when Trayvon was killed, and maybe we need to go back and reconsider that again.
Well,
maybe we need to do that again.
I feel bad because there's a lot of poor people in Florida, and I would feel bad as to what a boycott would do to them. But as an individual, I am definitely boycotting Florida. I just think personally, I mean, I hate Disney World. I mean, just the thought of Disney World makes my skin crawl because, like, the thought of standing in line and going around and walking around a park all day and waiting in line, this is my idea of hell. But I think that it's time for families to think about the politics of spending money, pouring more money into the same people. By the way, the Disney organization has done some really bad things in Florida. You know, right. And I would suggest that you consider taking your kids to Disneyland in California if you really want to take your kids somewhere. It's probably easier and cheaper to go to Florida, but if you can afford it, I would suggest that you consider Disneyland, where they actually do things to affect to protect the environment. Like, they think that's okay. You know, but I don't know what we do about racism, Mark. I don't know. Is education maybe? It seems to make a difference with people. Like, when people go off to college and they're exposed to different kinds of people, they seem to become less racist. But when you have
that's the idea.
And
that's what's supposed to happen.
It's kind of like a crazy magnet. Anyway, you know, because people from all over the country move there,
right?
To retire. So it's kind of a self-selected group. I don't know what we do about that, but I know that what does work is we get the hell out and vote. And you guys did a great job yesterday. Please do not feel bad. This was a blue wave. This is a blue wave. It was impressive. The blue wave, there just happened to be a few parts of the country where there was a wall high enough to stop the blue wave, but the blue wave sure as hell got in everywhere else.
Yeah. I posted the numbers to our screen. If you go on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, you can see the numbers for yourself. the midterm margins that Susie's talking about, and this is the biggest margin. What was your number, Susie? Is it 9% or was more than 9%?
The last time I saw it, it was 9.2.
Okay. So it's greater than 9%. That's a wave.
Of course it's a wave. So everybody should be standing up and doing the wave right now. Because we did it. We pulled it off.
You start.
And you know, we still have, I mean, I love some
We're doing
of
a wave
the
in the
states
studio.
that
Come
we
on.
won.
Brittany.
I mean, we sent a couple of
Go.
of
Keep going.
Muslim
Keep
women, Native American women, and what did they say? They sent two
Y'all come do this on camera. Come here.
guys under
Come here, Andrew.
indictment.
Come here. We doing the wave, y'all.
Yeah.
Andrew, come
do
around
the
and do the
wave.
wave with me. You do need all three, don't you? To do the wave.
You got to have three to do a
It's
wave.
the theater of the mind.
Minimum.
Just imagine the three of us doing the wave in the studio, because we are. It's really happening.
We're doing the wave in the studio.
Woo, woo. Yeah, like I think because people who aren't like political for a living didn't understand exactly how high the odds were in terms of the Senate this particular cycle.
Right.
Because these were the toughest ones. You know, it's kind of like this was the top of their order.
Yeah.
Okay. And the next time we get the bottom half of their order. And the next time we're going to do it.
Yeah.
But guys, please get your heads on straight. I just don't want to hear any more of this crap about how, you know, where you're undercutting the Democratic candidates. Oh, we should have had this. We should have had that.
Yeah. Stop
don't
it.
think
Stop
about
it.
that. Just
Stop
vote blue.
Vote blue. Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Susie Madrick, folks, check her out. Susie Madrick on Twitter, cricksandliars.com, SusieMadrick.com. You all did well in Pennsylvania too. That district redrawing helped a lot, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Susie.
I was so excited. Now my sister, who like I have spent years trying to like get her to be political, to volunteer and stuff. And she kept saying, no, that's not for me. That isn't the sort of thing that appeals to me. Well, she was out doing lit drops for the last 2 weekends. And she was complaining to me. She said, well, I was out handing them out for one of our state rep candidates, but the people from the congressional people were already they were arguing over it, and they said, well, we're doing that today. And I said, think about that. Like, there's such an embarrassment of riches where you live, because she's out in the western suburbs,
right,
that you're fighting over who gets to do the work. And I said, that's pretty amazing. And
That's a
she
good
said
thing.
to me, you'd have to know my sister to know how funny this is, because she's like very much a both sides kind of person. She said, yeah, it's nice that these Republican women are out volunteering now and they've seen the light. She said, but they got us in this mess and they should be cleaning it up.
That's right. All the Republican women. So do we know how any numbers yet on how women voted yesterday?
No, we're not seeing those breakdowns yet. There's still so much going on.
Yeah.
But we'll probably have them by the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it really it's just amazing. Remember, you didn't get the pony, but you got the bike.
Right.
That's pretty amazing. It's funny, like the county where I'm trying desperately to claw together enough money to move out to one of the suburban counties where I used to live. Very nice little Victorian town that's dirt cheap because nobody wants to live there because of colored people. And they went. This was like a Republican district for so long. When I was working there as a reporter, this was a Republican district that now just put in all female Democrats, for their House delegation. And it's like, things are changing, people. Things are really changing, and people are waking up. So do not lose hope. There is no reason to lose hope.
Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. At Susie Madrick on Twitter, SusieMadrick.com, cricksandliars.com. Love you, Susie.
Love you, Mike.
Thank you and people are texting me now. My friend Ariane just texted me. Other people, they like your positive spin. We want to be positive. We are so negative. That's what happens when you're defeated and downtrodden. Don't be negative. We're doing okay, folks. We're doing okay.
I would tell you, I would tell you if I thought there was reason to be down. but there isn't.
Yeah.
We did a great job. Everybody did a great job. Pat yourselves on the back while you're doing the wave.
That's right. Do the wave. Do the
Okay.
wave.
Talk
All
to
right.
you soon,
Thank you,
Mark.
Susie. Take care now. All right.
Bye.
866-99 series, folks. Nothing but your calls. I tell you what, let me do this, and then we'll take none but calls. How about that? And we know people want to respond. One of the most important things we do for our health every day is brushing our teeth, yet most of us don't do it properly, right? Quip is a better electric toothbrush created by dentists and designers, and it was designed to make brushing your teeth more simple, affordable, and even enjoyable. Quip's sensitive sonic vibrations are gentle on your gums and pulse every 30 seconds, so you will know when to switch sides to help guide the 90% of us who don't brush the full 2 minutes or brush unevenly, even as if they need it, and as if they need it to make it any easier. New brush heads are sent to you every 3 months for just $5. You will never use worn-out old toothbrushes again. Quip is one of the first electric toothbrushes accepted by the American Dental Association and has thousands of verified 5-star reviews. Find out today why everyone loves their Quip and why they are backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. Quip stars are just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/MIP right now, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/MIP. Also, ladies and gentlemen, when you live in the country or in a small town, you know a few things that city types don't. Things like which back roads flood, the best fishing spots, the owner of the hardware store, and the county's best AAA quarterback. You also know the way things ought to be done. Dish was built to serve small town America, and because of that, they share your small town approach. Talk straight, deal fair, and most of all, listen. Stronger connections, and so they strive to present real choices and provide real service, the kind you don't just expect but deserve. In small towns, you take care of each other, so let Dish take care of you with the latest technology, professional installation, better programming, and first-rate service from the retailer that lives in and supports your community. Dish listens. That's how they stay tuned in to you. Look at the screen. Watch us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Look, and on Instagram, Minister with 2 T's. Look at the margins. Proof that this is a blue wave. 25 minutes before the hour. Nothing but your calls the rest of the show. We're going to do a rapid round so we can get as many people in as possible. So let's just hit it and quit it. This is MIP. On this day, I have the blues, 'cause it's a blue wave. Early in the morning, on this day, I have the blues. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nothing but your calls. Marcus Farrell is calling from Arizona. Hey, brother, you up early this morning? What's going on?
I am. I'm excited about all the positivity.
Yeah.
A small bit of disappointment, but let's be very honest. We did make some moves that were important. And here locally, I believe we had the largest amount of black women elected in the state of Arizona in local races.
Good.
Very good. It's a very good thing.
Good.
I do have one thing to say to you. Black women are the backbone of the party. I think it's time for us to not only continue elevating them, but making sure that we start making sure that they lead these campaigns going forward. Because at this point, they are literally saving democracy at this point.
So are you saying then that you think a black woman should run for president?
I believe a black woman should not only run for president, but I bet my nickels and pennies that she would come out of some of these primaries shiny.
And is there any black woman that you have in mind?
Well, we can look at Kamala. We can look at she has to get through her race, but I believe Kamala Harris is going to do fine. I believe black candidates across the board would do well. Recently on Facebook, ever since last night's races, I've seen some interesting things like Andrew and Beto, but we can't go that far just yet. So, I'm not.
So, yeah, people are talking about Kamala and Beto.
Yeah, Kamala and Beto, and that would be a very good.
But hold it though, Marcus. Let me go out here on this though. If people can talk about Beto doing well in Texas and being on a ticket, even though he lost, for the argument you're making, why can't we talk about Stacey running for president for the same reason?
Because of implicit bias against black women. I mean, why can't we talk about Andrew in Florida? He had many comparisons to Obama.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
And
no, we should. We got to. But I mean, especially in the context of what you're saying about black women. Stacey is adored around the country. As much as Beto, as much as Kamala. I think we need to keep the conversation open. But listen, my brother, what's up with Kyrsten Sinema? What's the latest you're hearing out there?
So Kyrsten is tied. Everyone went to bed last night not necessarily knowing what's going on and who's winning. She was down by less than a point as of 12 o'clock last night, our time. It's a very good chance that she can win. There's a lot of places that haven't gotten their ballots counted yet. We're in the same situation that Stacey Abrams is in right now.
Yeah.
Except there's no runoff in Arizona. In Arizona, it's winner take all. One last point that I wanted to bring up, Mark, about Stacey and Andrew and these black candidates. One thing we're not talking about, forget the energy. You remember back in the day when the only thing that you could judge whether you were a valuable candidate is if you could raise money? Stacey Abrams and Andrew Gillum raised a lot of money for black candidates running for governor. And we have to take that in consideration when it comes down to national conversations from now on.
That's true. So, brother, where you on your way? Has somebody called you to come interview you for their campaign? Because I know that's what you do. You sound like you driving to the airport. Is that what I hear? Where you going, bro?
Listen. I'm driving back. I'm gonna debrief my brother. I want to give a big shout out to David Garcia. He didn't pull out his victory in Arizona for running for governor, but he ran one of the best races you can run with millions and millions of dollars against him. So right now, I just want to give him a shout out. And no, I got to talk to you about that one offline, my brother.
Well, listen. Let's go off the radio so Marcus can tell me what's going on, y'all. Turn off the radio, y'all listening. We need to have a private conversation. Turn away from your radio for a few seconds. I was messing around. I hit you later on, brother. I'll call you when I get off the air. I want to get to 411, doctor. But you are on your way to the airport. You are on your way to the airport, aren't you? I can tell.
I am traveling.
I see. Ain't nobody reason nobody in Arizona be up this early in the morning. Let's say on the way to the airport. All right. So.
Hey, we're trying to save democracy here, sir.
That's right.
one last thing. Shout out to all of the organizers.
Yeah.
That did all this work across the country.
Yeah.
They need to get props also.
Yeah. No, you're right. Listen, thanks to everybody. Everybody did a great job. All of you who worked, from big to small, whatever you did, the little money you gave, the small dollar donations, congratulations to you. And I mean that sincerely. I know Marcus feels that way. Really, great job, everybody. Marcus, be safe, man. I'm going to hit you a little later, man.
That's good, boss.
Leave your phone on the plane. All right, doctor. Take care. All right, 866-99-SIRIUS. Leon's in Pennsylvania. Leon, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment. Blue wave, Leon. Come on, hit it and quit it for me.
Yeah, I don't know about impeachment, but let's just say somebody hand number 45 the baby powder because his behind's going to be a little sore for the next 2 years.
Ooh, baby powder, huh?
Yes.
Okay, I don't think nobody want to apply that baby powder to him.
No. I'm just saying for him. Maybe Melania can. I don't know.
I don't think she wants to apply it, to be honest with you.
All right.
You know what? Let's be real. Democrats got the House. Even she's awakened this morning considering, maybe I better get while the getting is good. You're going to see a lot of resignations from that cabinet and from that White House between now and Christmas, y'all. Folk are going to get, it's called getting hat. They're going to get hat. That's what happens. It happens under the best of circumstances. It always happens after midterms, but it's going even worse because they know it's coming.
Yes, that's true.
And then they want to get gone and get missing. So, because if I can't find you, I can't serve you with a subpoena, can I? If I know you showing up at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue every day, I just wait in the parking lot and subpoena you every day. Is your name so-and-so? And do this. No, that's the deal. Thank you, man. Michael's in the Bronx. Michael, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment. Blue wave, Michael, real quick for me.
Good morning, and yes, indeed, we should got our boogie down. Because it is a big victory. It is a blue wave. It's not a sprint. It's a step-by-step. We got the House back, but in case people are listening who don't realize, New York State was a great night for Democrats. We got the governorship, Andrew Cuomo. We got Attorney General Letitia James. We got a complete New York State legislature, now Democrat. And remember, there are unresolved issues concerning Trump and investigating him on a statewide level.
So all of that. And you got Tish James as Attorney General. That's right.
Yep.
So all of that is going to continue to be looked at and resolved. You're right, Michael. Thank you. 866-99-SIRIUS. Jeff's in Maryland. Jeff, blue wave, Jeff. Good morning. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment.
Mark, it was always a blue wave since 2016 because the women in the country came out and voted, and the men that were backing the women to take back this Congress because they were upset. And I make a prediction that in 2020 there are 21 Republican seats that are in the Senate that are up for re-election, and they will not be able to hold those 21 seats. And as for being a Native American, I'm going to warn the state of North Dakota, you hurt us, and we're going to come back, and we will never forget what you did to us on that vote up there and those reservations up there.
That's right.
Never.
Yeah.
Because you guys, you rigged it. You rigged it, and
How did Paulette Jordan do in Idaho? Brittany?
Our people have died for you on the beaches and in the wars to defend this country, and we are considered a sovereign nation. And you let us down for not being a sovereign nation within the Constitution. And I have one extra question
Quickly.
to ask you, Mark.
Quickly.
Did Randy Bryce win in Wisconsin?
Good question. We'll look it up. We're looking it up right now, and see. Randy Bryce in Wisconsin. Iron Stash. He lost. Okay, he didn't win.
He did not win.
No, he didn't win. Unfortunately. Yeah.
He got 42% of the vote, so it wasn't like a landslide by any means. But yeah, he lost, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah, well, I thought, I put money into that organization. I also gave money to the Fort, to the natives up there in North Dakota to help them out and stuff. But,
Good.
you know.
Good. Thank you, Jeff. What happened to being jealous, Jeff?
What's that?
Why didn't y'all help Ben Jealous win in Maryland?
I did help him as much as I could.
Yeah. Okay, man. Thank you. All right, our Facebook administrator's on the line. She's calling in. This is her. All right. Good morning.
Hey.
Haven't heard your theme song in a long time, have you?
I know. I haven't had. I don't get a chance to call because I have to be at work at 8:00. So I.
Well, what's more important? Being on the show. You the Facebook administrator. That's your job. That's your real job, not your other job.
Quit making me feel bad. But no, I just want to say hello from Stephen King. Iowa.
Stephen King.
Oh, King. Oh my God, J.D. Scholten was the fantastic candidate. I am so disgusted with the state. Completely disgusted with the state. I'm glad that we got 2 women in the Congress now, but the state itself, we lost Senate seats. We lost bargaining rights. We privatized Medicare or Medicaid. Like, this state
is stupid.
Is being flooded with pig shit, but yet people voted for a Democratic congresswoman, but
That's
then
interesting.
voted for Kim Reynolds and then Republican state house candidates. Like, in Winneshiek, the state representative seat is being on a recount. For those people out there that don't think your vote counts, by 8 votes, the Democrat won, but it's going to a recount. 8 votes. Like, people.
So are you saying that if you would advocate, if the president were a Democrat, you'd advocate the president dispatching a nuclear weapon to Iowa?
Oh my God.
Is that what you're saying? That's what Laura just said.
God.
That y'all.
I don't
She would
want to
nuke.
kill those people.
She wants to nuke her own state. That's what she just said, y'all.
All
Laura
just
Hupka.
one district. I don't
District 4.
understand.
District 4. You would
what's
nuke
happening.
District 4 only. Okay, I got you. She would blow District 4 off the map.
Great.
Okay.
Now, if I ever run for statewide office, they're going to say I want to blow up the 4th district. But no, listen, that I just can't believe it. For a long time there, boy, it was close. J.D. Scholten needs to run for. I wish he would have been running for governor. Like, he is a fantastic candidate.
Well, he can do that next time. He can run for governor next time too. He can do it.
Oh my God,
I'm short on time. I promised everybody I would get to them before the end of the show. We got about 5 more minutes. Folks,
Yeah, okay,
check
bye.
Laura out.
I
Join
love
our Facebook group. Going to be screened because we get a lot of Russian trolls. But
do.
apply for the Facebook group to become a member, and Laura will check you out and invite you. Facebook group, go to Make It Plain. Look for the group now, the group. Thank you, Laura.
Bye.
Her name in the misty light. Thank you. 866-99-SIRIUS. Monroe is in Maryland. Monroe, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment. Go right ahead, Monroe.
What happened to Ben Jealous is the fact that Maryland keeps like a pendulum. We have a Republican governor. Last time we had a Democrat governor, O'Malley. Before that, we had a Republican governor, Ehrlich. Before that, we had a Democrat governor. It keeps swinging back and forth. But what really happened was the last time we had a Democrat governor, O'Malley, he did a couple of things really bad, such as he raised our taxes for the first time in 20-plus years and went into the red. Hogan has been managing us and doing just fine. But at the same time, if you look at the map, as far as the election results, we have 24 jurisdictions. He got 22 out of the 24 jurisdictions. That's a whole lot of support for Hogan. And I promise, like the lady was saying last time, no, it was not because of the cancer ads. Guy is just doing a good job. But now on the Democrat side, yes.
So who
we
did
have
you
two Democrat senators.
who did you vote for?
I voted for Hogan, but I also voted for my man Steny Hoyer because he's in my district, and I voted for Ben Cardin because he's my senator.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane that you would vote for Larry Hogan. That's just insane. It's just absolutely
And why
insane.
is that if he's doing his job?
No, that's insane. Are you a Democrat?
I am a registered independent, and unfortunately, Maryland stopped recognizing that party.
Well, then that makes sense then if you were anybody. I thought you were a Democrat. So, okay, well, you
So
voted
what
for
you
him.
saying, I'm supposed to be beholden to the D or the R only?
No, all I said, silly man, is that it makes sense that you didn't vote Democrat because you're not a Democrat. You reading too much into what I'm saying. That's all I said. That's
But
all
I
I
did vote
said.
Democrat. If
That's
I
all I
voted for
said.
Ben Cardin and I voted for Steny Hoyer, isn't that Democrat?
All right, Monroe, congratulations. You did. Are you finished? Is that
no,
it?
I was just answering your question. You asked the question what happened to Ben Jealous. Now, I also like to give a shout out to this. Congratulations to Prince George's County, Maryland, my county, where we got the first black female county executive in the history of our county. Angela also.
So you're proud to have a black county. You said the first black woman county executive. You're proud of that, but you couldn't vote for there to be a first black governor.
So let me get this straight, Mark. What you're saying is that somebody who's Democrat is supposed to vote only Democrat?
No.
You're not supposed to vote the person, not the party, Mark.
Well, listen to this. See, you just want to argue with me, but you just
No, I
contradicted
want to
yourself.
argue with you. I've listened to you, and I know that you know what you're talking about.
But you contradict yourself. You're going to advocate for a black woman county executive, but not for a black man to be a black governor. I don't understand that. That don't make any sense to me.
In the history of Prince George's County, our last set of county executives, they've been lame and they've been sucking. Whether it was Sharon Baker III or even Crooked Jack Johnson, who did a whole bunch of criminal stuff. Angela also Brooks has come up in the ranks in Prince George's County, and she is
I'm not knocking Angela. I just don't understand why you would knock Ben. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Goodbye. 866-99 Sirius. All right, let's do this quickly. Ed's in Florida. Ed, real quick, go. Go, Ed, quick.
Hey, I'm just really disappointed that Gillum got beat by a whisker and Lord Voldemort is our new senator. But the most important thing out of Florida yesterday is Amendment 4 passed.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing.
But
isn't it odd that Amendment 4 passed? Isn't it odd that people voted for Amendment 4 that didn't vote for Andrew Gillum? Doesn't that strike you as odd?
Well, Florida is one of the most effed up states in the country.
Okay? Or there's some fuzzy math. Yep. Or there's some fuzzy math going on. Thank you, Ed. Houston's in Mississippi. Got to get to Mississippi. Houston, come on. Tell it, Houston. Come on.
Hey, we got SP.
That's right.
A runoff next month.
The struggle continues in Mississippi.
Thank you.
The struggle continues in Mississippi. Mark in Minnesota, quickly.
Hey, 5th District. Ilhan Omar, and we got an indigenous lieutenant governor. Minnesota is the bomb.
And Keith Ellison won too, right? Keith Ellison won too.
Scott Walker's gone. Wisconsin's going to get collective bargaining rights back.
All right.
For all the workers in Wisconsin.
Blue wave.
Blue wave.
Blue wave. Blue wave. Do the wave, y'all. Do the work. When y'all are working in the cubicle, and when you work today, just do it. Make your Republicans friend mad. Just do the wave. It has been made plain.